if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
And if you enjoy what you do and you'll become knowledgeable. Knowledgeable people are usually successful. Successful people are usually money earners, right?
Accountability is still critical.
Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah. People want different things. We've all got the same outcome in mind. You know, we're not robots, we're humans. It's an emotional industry.
You know, if you didn't give a shit, then you wouldn't have felt like that.
I still genuinely think you've grown what you've done in the last 18 months, 2 years. I look at what you've done, it's come from this emotional drive.
But when it comes to face-to-face contact, you can't chat GPT that shit. The art of being a good estate agent is being great at sales progression, isn't it? Means nothing until it completes. And guess what? We get paid last, so it has to complete.
I really want you to hear this. If you're an estate agent juggling a separate CRM, a standalone website, and these different marketing and prospecting tools, it's time to see what Iceberg Digital, the #1 operating system for estate agents, can do for you. At Gigs & Co. and within the Gigs Group, we use Iceberg, and it's absolutely out of this world. It's a complete ecosystem that makes your agency more efficient and more human focused. We've got AI scouts working behind the scenes, finding the full address details of properties on the market with other agents, matching them to our contact database, and even writing the email outreach. No human can keep up with that, and trust me, it's changed the game for us. So if you're prepared to make big changes to how you work and want to lead the way, just head over to iceberg-digital.co.uk today. And as a listener, use the code GIGSSHOW when you inquire for an exclusive perk on your setup. You're gonna love it. Kind of break it down from there. But if we can get a song out of you today, that would be the first time.
That's definitely not today.
That would be the first time.
Just learn how to dance.
Yeah. But we're gonna welcome. I've got the next episode here, ready to go, of Estate Agent Showdown with two amazing guests. We've got Katy Poore from EXP, formerly of Thomas Morris in Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
Bit of a competitor of mine, but anyway, I'm going to take it easy. And we've got Jordan Yorath of Munro Sales and Lettings, who have actually just grown from 2 offices to 4. So you're growing the offices aggressively, and he can sing.
I can't sing.
No, apparently.
Apparently you can sing.
Allegedly.
What's your favourite song, though?
My favourite song?
Yeah.
Something that I can't sing, probably.
Go on.
I'm not going down that route.
Come on. Come on.
Favourite
I'll
song?
ask you in a sec.
I've got loads of favourite songs, but if I had to name one.
Yeah.
At the moment, Benson Boone.
What's that one? I've heard of him.
I've never heard of him.
Never
heard of him.
What's the name of the song? Please stay. I'm
singing.
I forgot what it's called.
No,
my daughter sings it amazingly.
Oh, well, there you go. See, this is the thing. We can get anybody to do anything on this show. So, Katy, what are you going to sing for us? Come on,
Katy. What's your favourite song?
What's your favourite song?
I'm a Dolly Parton fan.
Which one?
Well,
9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5,
Yeah.
not Jolene.
How does it go?
I like Jolene.
You like Jolene?
How does it go?
Come on, you can do
Stop
it.
a little bit and I dump into the kitchen.
We're off and running, Bertie. We're off and running. Well, look, I'm going to disrupt you just a touch. I've got a load of questions. I often don't revert to these questions because we end up having a conversation and we move completely away from that. But we're all estate agents. You've been an estate agent for how long now?
20 years.
20 years? It's got to be similar for you.
20 years, yeah.
God, Jesus
I don't know,
Christ.
We look great for 35, though.
Well, I was going to say you both look great, so there you go. Anyway, but who gives the better service for clients, right? That's the place where I want to start. Is it the kind of like the solo agent, or is it the team with structure? Who would like to kick me off?
Well, I'll let you have that one.
I don't know the answer.
Just what you think, really. It's really about that.
So I think in estate agency, it's all about accountability, I think. So I don't necessarily think that, self-employed agents do better than traditional models. I think it's the people in the office being accountable. So it depends, is my view. It depends who is looking after that client. Because, I could have somebody that I don't work very well with and we're going to clash and we're not going to get on that well.
Yeah.
But there would be somebody in the high street branch that, they get on really well with. So I don't necessarily think it's
accountability is the key point.
I think accountability is what.
So accountability, I mean, it can sometimes carry a negative connotation when used in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because I think some agents look at accountability like it's micromanagement. How do you see accountability? So what type of accountability are you referring to? Is it
so I think, so the issue I see with traditional estate agency as it is, the lister will go out and that's it. Okay. Goodbye, never seen again. Yeah. See you later. Yeah. But that person has bought into that lister. Yeah. So in theory, and then when you're doing vendor cares, it's, who's spoken to so-and-so this week, and I don't know, not me. Yeah. There's no one going. It's
just like that handover's just been dropped. The client's been abandoned, that kind of thing. Yeah. So there's no accountability at that point. Yeah. And I think you're right. There's an element where they are listing, though the brand's important, we'll maybe come on to that, but it is you that they've bought into, right? Yeah. Okay. So what's your answer to that one, Jordan?
The word that I wrote down was the person. Right. So it doesn't matter whether you are in a model like yours, Katy, or a model like ours, or you're in a corporate. I think it comes down to the person that's at the cold face. It's not about, if it's a corporate, it's not about the CEO. It's about the person who's dealing with the client, isn't it? So we're in a customer service business. We're not in a product business. We don't own the homes. We're selling them as a service with the agent, and therefore it's all about the agent. And the agent is not just the neg, the lister, the branch coordinator, the sales progressor. It's the person, isn't it? So for me, and what we always try and encourage, and it's been something that we've grown quick.
Well, tell us how, because again, I don't do massive intros. We'll do it in your bios after.
Yeah, but... so when Leanna and I started the business in 2000, going to get this right, 20, we opened the company. 21 March, we opened the first shop, right? So since then, which is 4.5 years-ish, we've gone from just two of us in our first shop with a couple of properties to we've had vendors coming back around now. Yeah. Right? So on Saturday, I'm going to see a vendor's house who is is my first proper vendor. He's the one we call our first. Yeah. And obviously the turnover's increased, the number of people's increased. There's 24 full-time members of staff across our business. We have plans for more branches next year. But what we've had to learn, aside from how to run a business of this size, has been how to maintain certain levels of standard, because where we were is not where we are now. Yeah. But we want to maintain a number of factors as we go on that journey. There's things you can't maintain, right? So we have to put systems and processes in place to maintain a standard. Yeah. Without those...
Growth has pain though, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. You have months where you think, oh my God, this is frightening. How the hell, am I going to survive after I've paid everybody's wages and that and HMRC and everybody else that needs paying?
I mean, there's an element out there at the minute. I don't know whether you both agree with me, but it feels like growing a business is becoming more difficult, more challenging because of the costs that are associated with doing so. Yeah. So just coming back to Katy's point, how do you then get accountability? Because you can't deal with everyone.
No. So if you enjoy what you do, you're going to be successful. That's always been my understanding, and it's been what I've always taught people who are younger than me in my line of business or anything else. I've always said to them, look, if you enjoy what you do...
Jimmy Carr's... It's literally the only book I've read. Jimmy Carr's book, he says his dad told him that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly. And if you enjoy what you do, and you'll become knowledgeable. Yeah. Knowledgeable people are usually successful. Yeah. Successful people are usually money earners, right? Yeah. So they sort of follow this natural progression. Yeah. As we grow the business, and as we've grown the business, there's been times when we've taken people on, and we've learned that if we've hired long, and we fire fast. So if it's not working out, we know early. Somebody might have blown us away.
How soon would you find out?
That's interesting, because this goes back to what we were talking about, a netball match.
Yeah.
If it's not working,
for some individuals, 100%. Yeah. How long would it take you to realise?
So now that we have really great branch managers in place as part of our sort of senior team, we try not to micromanage them. That's one thing. We're just going back to what you're saying about accountability and linking in. So accountability-wise, for me, it's are you and your team providing that service, and are you accountable not only to them but also to the brand? Yeah. So the things that we've grown the business in terms of the recipe, I call it the sauce. Yeah. Are we sticking to the sauce? Yeah. Because let's face it, if we were selling KFC, we'd stick to making the Colonel's recipe, wouldn't we? Yeah. We don't start adding in lemon and herb flavour. Yeah. We're not another chain.
It's making me hungry now.
Yeah. Other southern fried chicken recipes are available.
No one wants to be Nando's.
So we have to stick to the sauce in a way.
Yes. How hard is it to stick to the sauce?
It's really easy actually. We find it because what
you
we
just
do,
black and white.
look, if the market changes and we need to adapt, then luckily Leanne and I have structured a business where, okay, look, guys, we meet with our managers every single week, right? Sit down with them 1-to-1, away from everybody else. Look, let's check in. Let's see how we're doing. How are the numbers looking? How are the people?
Yeah.
What's happening in the market?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we need to look forward in the next month, 3 months? What's going to happen? What's going to happen on November 26th? What's going to happen on this day and that day? And let's look ahead so that it's not a surprise. So
more
we can
strategic.
there's always a bit of predictability in these things, right?
Yeah, I think so.
There's an interest rate meeting coming up. Okay, what's going to happen? Nothing in the week before, not much for the 2 days after, but after that, there'll be a pent-up demand.
Yeah.
Are you staffed up?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go? Have you got the right stock? You having conversations with your vendors? Have you adapted your marketing for that date to change? Because it's going to be an impact date.
Yeah.
So going back to that sort of growth pain stuff you were talking about before, if somebody's been working in the business for a couple of weeks, say 5-6 weeks, and they're just not getting the systems and processes, if it's not going in, clearly they're not in the right industry because they don't really enjoy it enough for it to go in. Because we don't work in a complicated business, do we?
Not really.
I was saying the other week,
Unfortunately.
I actually said to Sarah away.
I won't be
this
here.
is a really, really simple business for complicated people.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads
Yeah.
of new things that we have to adhere to all the time, but none of them are that complicated.
But you say sort of moving people out, hire slow, fire fast. So fire fast. What's the fastest you've had to fire someone?
I think within 2 weeks.
And when you go back to your days, you were managing for quite some time. Did you get? I can't remember if you're director, but you were certainly a senior manager in your old business.
I'm probably too nice.
Ooh.
So I think there's different characters, and not everyone's going to be a 10 in your book.
No.
But it's about getting the best out of the people that you've got.
Yeah.
And I think as long as the attitude is there, they might not be the best.
Oh, they're never going to be 100% you. No way.
No. But that
if they could
doesn't
be 50%.
necessarily matter, because I might not be the best for one person. I lose listings. I don't get every
We're
listing.
human.
I don't necessarily want every listing.
True.
But there are some people that you might look at as, they're a 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
Why would I, let's cut our
Yeah.
losses. But I think it's about getting those people that are a 4 or 5 to a 6 or a 7. They're never going to be the people that you want them to be, but let's get the best version out of them, I think. Equally, I mean,
well, I think
we
you
were
get to
losing
the point
money,
where you
so.
have to look at
Okay.
it. You get experience with these things, right? And so for the first 4 years, 3.5 years of the business, I have never, ever let anybody go myself. Not me. Couldn't do it. Just can't do it.
Get someone else to
And
do it. Get your go.
Yeah.
You work with your partner.
Yeah.
That is
So,
She'll do that.
yeah.
Go on.
Leanna will do that.
Your job.
How's your day today? Yeah, well, I need you to fire this person tomorrow.
By the way,
anyway,
out. But so the point of that was that I physically don't like that thought of saying to somebody, look, it's not working out, kind of thing. I was always getting dumped, not the dumpy. But no, it's not for me. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I had to do some last year, and I tried to use it as a sort of motivational platform for those people. It was like, look, this is why, but I think this is really positive about you. And actually, some of those people have gone on to change industry completely because I said to them, look, this maybe isn't what you're passionate about and enjoying, and therefore maybe look at this because you're really good at this.
Well, there is.
Go on.
I don't want to say his name because I feel like that's a bit bad. But there was somebody that was working at the St. Neots office.
Yeah.
They went across to you.
Yeah.
And they're now running their own very successful
Yes.
business.
Yes. I'm with you.
They didn't necessarily work in the team that was at the St. Neots branch, but they thrived. I think thrived where you
did. In fact, I
were.
think if our model was different, the opportunity may have presented itself a little bit earlier on. But there was, and I'm going to come on to this point, I would say values-wise, there maybe wasn't an alignment. So, which was the reason why maybe that person didn't make the progress in our business that maybe he would have wanted. So just coming back to it, there's a lot of businesses that have core values, right?
Yeah.
Do you have them?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Well, they're your reason why you're not staying, right? So if these are really clear on the way in, and they'll be clear on the way out. So you have a hug on the way out. It could be, I don't know. I'm not going to say integrity because that gets battered around. It should be a given.
It's my favourite word, but go on.
But commitment. Let's say commitment's one of your core values. Well. Yeah. Have you shown commitment? And you are then asking them to come up with examples of a lack of working to the core values of the organisation. And what I've learned over the years is those values are literally the decision point of everything, whether it's a person coming into the business, whether it's a client and making a decision about a client. We had one a little while ago where this client sent one of our ladies a message, and it was like, we shouldn't really be working with this individual, so we canned it off, and it's a really important lesson that I've learned.
It's not you, it's me.
Oh God, yeah. It wasn't me. I'd done a Jordan. That's not my job. But over you doing it. But just kind of coming back to it, because it is really hard in your own business to hire people, but also then it is a necessary evil. You've got to let people go. It's not going to work out with everyone. And how you do it.
But actually, the guy that started off on his own, he's very successful.
He's done a brilliant job.
So just because it's not worked out in
doesn't mean that they can't be in property, or doesn't mean
actually he's doing really well because he's doing it his way.
He's doing it
and
his
it's
way.
Authentic
his
to
values
him.
is his approach. And do you know what I think? One of the things, we still catch up for a coffee with the guy, and he is a good lad. Actually, I've always been quite fond of him because he works hard. Like harder than most people will ever give him credit for.
Yeah.
And I think that's still I don't know whether you agree. I look at your first 18 months, 2 years of stepping outside of, let's say it was probably your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been there for a long time. You only knew really one way of doing it.
Oh, 100%. I would have been there another 20 years.
And then what was the bit that made you go, oh, this is it?
Management change.
Okay.
Was it a corporate buyout?
So it was a corporate buyout. About 5 years ago?
Countrywide or
LSLI.
SLI.
And then, but the partners were still there.
Right.
So it kind of didn't have that corporate feel, but it slowly started to change.
Yeah.
And there was more and more red tape, and then there's more and more compliance and corporate bullshit that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And as that, it just, the love of the job. I mean, basically, I was managing an office.
Yeah.
But I was sat at my desk answering emails. That's all I was doing.
Yeah.
Like constantly dealing with staff issues, dealing with and actually I've
not doing the bits you enjoy.
I don't enjoy that. Yeah. I enjoy selling houses, and it's really got like the buzz back. Like I used to love estate agency, and then I kind of fell out of love a little bit with it. And then we had this other guy from one of the other firms. It's
funny you say you fell out of love with it. You didn't. You fell out of love with
what I was doing.
The role that you were asked to do.
Yeah.
Because actually I felt exactly the same 14, 15 years ago when I had 75, 80 people around me in a team. I used to go around and enjoy inspiring people and having great conversations and everything else. And then it became about filling in management reports and dashboards and all of these different things.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just, I really don't want to go to any of the offices and do this, because if someone turned up at my office, sat me down and said, show us this part of your system and do it, I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
I think that's the difference between a manager and a leader, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got managers who are there to really manage people and corral them.
Yes.
And you've got leaders who are inspirers. They're people who drive businesses forward. And I'd like to think that within our business, it's not just me and Leanna that are leaders, that I've got a group of managers who are leaders and we inspire to be inspirers.
Yeah,
definitely.
And inspiring people is what I think is like.
But it was that point where you were, though, sorry, Katy, I didn't want to, I kind of stepped over what you were saying, but it was the management structure.
About inspiring people.
You left what you were doing for 20 years.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of people that maybe are watching this thinking, I'm falling out of love with what I'm doing, but they might not be. It might be, or falling out of love with a estate agency, it might actually be more to do with what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
In a estate agency.
Because that's what people do. They, the only, or until probably more recently, the only way that you could progress, I mean, I remember going back 10, 15 years ago, I said to Kevin Thomas, one of the other partners, I was like, I don't want to be on any basic. Put me on all commission. I don't want to get paid a penny. I want to be on full commission. And it was no, that's not how we do things. But actually now, if you did something like a full commission only, I suspect your business will change overnight, because you know, those people these people aren't being put in a box. They're not going, right, this is what you've got to do, and you've got to do like 9 till 5. Boof, boof.
And 9 to 5 isn't the estate agency role itself, is it?
No, well, I remember saying to...
So it's like you've created like this. There's a framework that doesn't necessarily meet. It's not really aligned.
I did notice your Google hours says that you are 24 hours, and I looked you up earlier on.
You didn't try and ring her at 1 a.m.
No.
Honestly, one of my sellers rang me at 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah,
she went, I'm
and
sorry.
I thought, wow, that is brave. That is brave.
I literally answer my phone. Yeah. Like, I actually went to answer it, but she cut off. And I WhatsApped her and I was like, did you mean to ring me? She was like, sorry, darling. I was like, no worries. But I do, like, I am, like, I will. I mean, obviously, I do sleep for some of those hours.
Do you feel like you're doing what you love most of the time now? As opposed to where you were, it was, I've just fell out of love with the industry. It's actually, I'm falling out of love with the bit that I'm doing within it.
But I have fun with everything that I do. So when I'm doing my, like, I'm in WhatsApp groups with all of my sellers.
She's got 2 phones. She's got two phones.
Drug dealer.
2 phones. Exactly. Yeah. So you know, if you want anything, but go on, carry on. So
I'll be having a laugh and a joke with them. Like one of them, it was a developer that I work with, and he said, right, we need to have a sit down, and it looked really serious. You know, when you're like, oh, that's not like him. I was like, do I need to wear a suit? He's like, bring a lawyer.
But
it was. So
do you feel like doing what you're doing now is allowing you to be more yourself? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And I mean, I turn up in my Crocs and
your success, because it's commission only, is yours. You know, you are what you are. You earn what you're worth as such with that freedom.
But I'm not necessarily everybody's
in that mindset.
Cup of tea though. Like, you know. Like Finer Country by design, you know, if I rocked up to their house, they'd probably kick me out. I'd turn up in my Ford. You know,
Tomatoes. Is it tin? No, tin of beans.
Baked beans.
Baked beans.
Yeah,
there you go. But let's just coming back. Because obviously you've got 24 people in your team. How many of those 24 are agents?
So I think
define agents.
Agents being a negotiator. Do you mean like kind of out there doing selling properties?
Yeah. Do they list, or are they kind of a
manager's list?
The manager's list.
So our managers are called sales and sales. What are they called now? Sales and branch managers. Sales team managers. So they're not branch manager tagged.
Yeah.
Because I always picture the branch manager being the sort of 1990s countrywide. You know, she's called Dawn, and she's sat. Sorry if anyone's called Dawn. And she sat behind the desk all day with 3 empty cups of coffee.
That was Katy, but not a countrywide.
And they just sat there all day. You know,
that's literally miserable. What I did.
Yeah, and it's a miserable place to get to, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you get back to doing what you love doing, and like we encourage our leaders, our managers to be out there doing as many valuations as possible. Problem with that is, of course, you've then got to manage your time of managing the sales team.
Yeah.
So we've sort of developed within our 2 conventional sales branches. I say that because one really does sales, but is lettings focused. So we started that last March. That now just crossed the 200 mark for management.
Brilliant.
The other office, which is the one I'm most excited about at the moment because it's just thriving, is Land and New Homes. It's an amazing area of our business. But the 2 sales branches, the sort of the structure, if you like, is you have a leader supported by a branch coordinator and a senior neg, and then you have the negs in addition. So I try not to make it too much of a pyramid. It's almost an upside down pyramid, if you like. Yeah. But it feeds into the manager at the sort of responsibility level.
Yeah.
But the actual support is not just all coming from him.
Yeah.
So the branch coordinator and the senior negotiator should not only be the person that makes sure that marketing's arranged correctly, listings come together, that terms are signed, the diaries are managed well enough, but also the person that the negotiators can be supported by.
Yeah.
And equally, the senior neg should be influencing and leading and giving positive influence to those other negotiators. So it's kind of like there's more accountability actually internally.
Yeah.
It's not all on the manager.
Yeah.
Which goes back into that team thing, which then goes back to the original question you actually asked was, about is it the
team structure? Is it the solo agent?
And I think it's all about the person.
Yeah.
Who's dealing with the client at that moment in time, and how does that person fit within the team?
Yeah. Do you find though, does the client in your business have a lot of different people interacting with them?
We try and minimise that.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting within our sort of culture, and culture's been a huge thing that Leon and I have really tried to put right at the centre of our values, is what's the culture of the growth of the business. Because what we don't want to become is, we don't want to become separate from anyone within the company at all. So we want to be obtainable for the right things, obviously.
Just in Spain.
Even in Spain. So for 3 weeks, we did literally Google Meets. In fact, one of the guys in the London New Homes branch yesterday, a client came in, he said, "Oh, you back from Spain, are you?"
He's got a nice tan, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a nice tan.
Yeah, it's got
And
a
then the client said, "Oh, back from Spain, you'll go bust if you keep doing that."
Oh.
And I sort of thought, he was joking, but my one of the branch coordinator on New Homes team went, "You're kidding, aren't you? He worked harder out there than he did when he was over here." I just didn't have to drive around so much.
Yeah.
Because I could sit, yes, I was in the sun.
Has it made you think differently about maybe not having to do certain things now you are back because you had 3 or 4 weeks? Because 3 or 4 weeks kind of builds another set of habits, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was super balanced, training loads, going in the water every morning, and getting plunge baths, and it was really healthy, and having a beer after work to compensate. So, but
well done, me.
Yeah.
Good
But
day.
yeah, I think when I was there, I told myself I'd come back and I would drive around less between offices. I would, I can rely upon the other leaders to go and meet all the clients and do everything else, and it doesn't have to be. Oh, Jordan's available now, and of course we're day 4 back, and I haven't spent more than an hour sat in a seat anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Well, you will today.
Today. That's why I'm here. So it's great to be able to get to that position, but let's not forget it took 4 or 5 years of really hard graft to get to.
I know how hard you've worked, and I know how much you're growing what you're doing already.
Yeah. And we'll go again next year,
Yeah.
but it's going back to culture.
Yeah.
The culture has to be right, that everybody feels that once they're in and they've made it past that first couple of weeks of have I got the passion for this, do I enjoy it, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Whether you've got experience or not in that particular role. One of our recent recruits came on as a branch coordinator, never worked in an agency before.
Yeah.
She's absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
It's not always about industry experience, is it?
No.
Likewise, industry experience might take you out of industry somewhere else where you actually are really successful.
Yeah.
I just want to ask some good points. It doesn't go back to what you said about that 4 or 5 kind of level player
Yeah.
in your team.
You need them.
Would you? Okay, so you need them. Would you pay them in your team?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
And what is
yeah.
a 4 or 5? Is that someone that is off the front line in the back, kind of supporting? What you do?
Probably more of a supporting role. I'm quite fortunate because the 2 people that I have behind me are both experienced.
They are
estate agents and probably arguably better than I am. They
what,
should
in terms
probably
of doing viewings, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, communicating. They should probably be doing what I'm doing, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
So it works for me.
Yeah.
But I would have it's the attitude.
Yeah.
It's
the
the
attitude's
attitude
the
and
most
how
important.
So
good-
on the 4 or 5 out of 10, what is that graded on in terms of their skill level, effort, attitude? What's the
Not effort. It's got.
Yeah,
I think
that's a 10,
effort.
right?
Yeah. Effort. So I don't think anybody turns up to work to do a shit job, and I don't think anybody turns up to anything to do a shit job. Like we go to watch our little boy play football on every Saturday, right? Yeah. And he absolutely loves it. He's a bit shit, but he absolutely loves it. I hope he
We'll
never.
yeah.
That's a sharer, that one. Share it into your lads' WhatsApp group.
But he's not the best player on the pitch.
Okay.
But he comes off and he is buzzing. He's done the best job that he can.
I can
and
relate
do you know
to
what my
that.
husband does? He literally belittles him. The second he comes off the pitch, he is like, right, this is what you've got to do next time. Next time you've got to do... And I'm like, you can literally see
it's shrinking. Yeah, losing confidence.
Like,
do you know, it's funny, that's such a... My lad is really late to the... Well, 5 years ago, I took him to some... Because I used to play football. I thought he's going to play football. So it's Sunday. It's in the genes. Gigs,
Yeah. He's in.
Took him. He didn't want to do it. 4 or 5 sessions in. This is 4 or 5 years ago. And then we watched the Euros. I think it was last summer. And he was like, Dad, I want to play football. So we started late.
like,
Project Mbappe.
Do you know, well, there's a couple of things. But
cancel all
one of the things,
appointments.
he was playing and you could see he was a fair way behind the other lads. Fair way behind in terms of skills, confidence.
He necessarily wouldn't have seen that.
He wouldn't have seen that. But the only thing I said to him, and we would drive to the games or to the training, I said, the thing you can beat everybody on is your hard work. That's the thing that nobody else, if you don't work harder than everybody else on that pitch, you won't get the recognition, you won't play as well. So that's the one thing you've got over all of these lads that are doing all the flicks and the tricks. You can walk up, and he's had he's getting recognition for the amount of effort that he's putting in. And it's brilliant to see, because actually that's been the benchmark of him building the skills. So coming back to the point, nice little segue into the point about, can you teach agents though to care? Because I still think like the bit that separates the people that I've worked with over the years, some have had the talent, just don't really care enough. Like, they don't really care.
Yeah, I think that's got to cut. I mean,
it's the bit that I kind of, they could do this, but they just don't fucking care.
Yeah, no, that I don't think you can teach that. No. I think that's got to be natural. I left a valuation the other day. The guy's lost his wife. I actually struggled to talk about it, because I walked out of that valuation and I burst into tears. Yeah. And I called Caroline and I was like, Caroline, I am so upset. She was like, what the hell's happened? And I was like, this guy's wife's died. I was so upset. And you could see he was visibly upset.
Authentic, right? You said earlier on about being authentic. You're really authentic.
Oh my God. Honestly, I had to say to him, I am going to start crying in a minute, so we are probably going to have to talk about something else. And he gave me a bottle of wine. He's not going to move. But, he's like, I don't think you can. I think
that's a really important thing. Like, unless
emotional intelligence, I think it is.
Yeah, emotional intelligence.
Does that not come back to, if you're in the right environment, job role, whatever it is, then you'll know because you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, there's a good indication of that. It's not just the wins and the smiles; it's the tears.
Yeah.
It's the connection and everything that goes with that. And your clients,
God, I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah, your clients buy into it because it's real.
Yeah.
If you didn't give a shit, then you wouldn't have felt like that. And
I don't know whether this is the right thing. Precisely. I don't know. I had a lady. She lost her husband literally about 3 or 4 weeks before we met. I gave her a bloody hug, and is that the right thing to do or not? I don't know, but it felt like the right thing to do. But she was so grateful, but not about the hug, but about the the advice and everything else.
She got a gig.
She got a gig hug.
She got gigified.
I can sell those. But the point is I think that we're not robots. We're humans. It's an emotional industry. I feel it's an emotional industry, and
it's a service industry.
Exactly. It's down to that experience. I came out of a conference the other day and just kind of coming away from that a touch, but it links into the fact that I was there I was supposed to be there all day, collecting an award at the end of the day and all this kind of stuff.
Drop that in.
No, but I didn't send over the logos. This is me all over. So I've gone and anyway, I left at 1:00 because...
Haven't you got someone to do that for you?
Well, I was bored because it was all about AI. It was all about data and everything else, which I know we can't avoid it.
Yeah.
But it just feels like there's a huge opportunity for agents at the minute to reconnect with their humanistic skills.
I read your post,
because it's like, where are you? You watch John Lewis advert.
I literally every time that advert
I was
gets
crying.
Yeah.
I was crying. I was watching it. I was like, "Fucking."
But they do it every year, don't they?
And I was straight on Spotify and getting the Frankie Knuckles song.
It's great. But the point I'm making is, it's emotions like that drives so much of what we do. Yeah. And I just feel like when Rightmove came in 1999, 2000, we were all dismissing it pretty quickly on the ground floor. It's like, anyone emailing in is a fucking waste of time. That was the general consensus. Then by 2007, when the market went bananas, it was like everyone's relying on Rightmove to sell houses. Yet I still think agents are missing some real gold by actually being human beings.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Yeah.
And I think that's the trick to recapture in agency.
So I was in denial about AI for a long time. ChatGPT was like, I could tell when somebody wrote me an email from it, even internally.
To counsel.
I explicitly made the point of like, guys, no ChatGPT emails, no ChatGPT descriptions. This has to be real, kind of thing. And over the last 6 to 12 months, we've embraced...
They just went, make it authentic, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Go it to my time.
Over 6 to 12 months, we've embraced it in that, it's fine to start your listings off with that as the framework.
Yeah.
It's fine for you to...
but then some of the words are Americanized. Make sure it's proofread. Make sure you add your own.
You've got to then put you on it.
Yeah.
But I 100%.
I'm all right with that. But when it comes to face-to-face contact, you can't ChatGPT that shit. You have to be real.
Yeah. Well, Moneypenny are bringing out a what was it? It's an answering service. So, but it's AI that are answering the phone.
I got called by an agent in Leeds. I must be on their list, and I got a call. Hi, it's Steve from. Hello. Yeah, I'm just wondering to see if you're still looking to buy any properties in the area. And I realised I'm chatting to AI, and I was like,
I'm gonna have some fun with this.
No, I was like, well, no.
Hi, Steve.
To be honest, I was like,
you're a cock.
Yeah.
Oh, which area is that?
Yeah. Have you got any one-bedroom mansions?
Yeah. But I just. Well, the point I'm trying to make badly is that I still genuinely think you've grown what you've done in the last 18 months, 2 years. I look at Damien, my partners, and all the guys that I work with who are successful, the guys that I mentor. I look at what you've done. It's come from this emotional drive and connection, human connection.
I've sat on valuations, and I've found a way, and I encourage anyone that values within the industry to find a way to connect with that person in front of you. I've cried. Yeah. I've talked about demons. I've talked about great things. I've talked about kids. I've talked about marriage. I've talked about divorce. I've talked about pretty much everything other than their property.
Yeah.
It's all real stuff.
To finally get round to it. But that's not because I necessarily put that on. I don't think you can be a fake at that. You get found out being a fraud.
Yeah.
You can't fake that because I think most people, and this is any industry, isn't it?
It's like dogs who can smell fear.
Yeah, it's like you're full of shit.
Human bullshit detectors.
You've asked me a question for the sake of asking me a question. And that if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, fuck off, mate, get out of my house.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's going quick. All of this stuff's just going so fast. And I think everyone's probably being made to feel like you should be buying this, you should be investing in that, this is what you need, this is what you need, this is what you need. But actually, I just get the sense that, yes, it's going to do some heavy lifting. And there's no doubt about the fact that it will eliminate certain things and certain types of roles that are out there in businesses. Like you might not need certain personnel going forward because AI can do X, Y, and Z. But I really feel
or does it accelerate growth that allows you to keep those people in different elements of the business?
Well, my guess is Rightmove's not going to be it's not going to be the main portal for social media's like now the next big thing. Like AI will be, some generation will probably just type into ChatGPT, I want a 3-bed semi in St Ives
on this street, and it will find you a listing, won't it?
Yeah. So at some point,
it's probably not far off that, though, right?
And it might not be that far off, but it's not going to be all about Rightmove.
No.
Because do you remember advertising in the paper when Thomas Morris was talking about coming out of the paper? I was like, that's the worst decision you could ever do. Don't ever. Oh my God. Oh, they're doing it. Oh no, they've done it. Oh God. And what happened? Nothing.
No. We tracked for years.
So print, as an example, right? So print has gone digital, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So somebody said to you, right, I can get your brand advertised in front of 10,000 people every hour for the whole weekend coming up, pay me 500 quid. And let's say that they could do that. Would you pay that 500 quid? Or would you put a piece of PR out to that same publication? So in my area, it's the Yorkshire Post, for example, with a really relevant, interesting, story, not necessarily just, I'm selling this property, but something about the industry or the economy and the impact of, say, the budget on us as agents and as buyers and sellers, and pay nothing to get it into that editor and have it published. And then in all of our Facebook groups, what are the stories that get shared? It's not the adverts, it's the stories, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I saw it.
I think I heard you say on a Rightmove thing the week, actually, selling with stories. Did you not?
100%.
Yeah.
Facts tell, stories sell. But I think just coming back round to what we was talking about the humanistic side of things, and that I look at, because it's the next generation coming in. I mean, I do feel there's, we're all, you're in your 20s, you're in probably late 20s, I would say, I predict. But I look at the future of the industry, because I'm always thinking further down the line, what does it actually look like? I'm wondering where people can enter the industry these days. I'm just wondering where
I would love to see a genuine estate agent's apprentice scheme.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Well, this is the issue with the self-employed model, right? Because, I mean, I couldn't take on an apprentice.
No.
I don't physically
time,
have
isn't it?
the time or energy to do it. Whereas the traditional
Would you
model,
like
and I
to?
think no.
Why?
That's not to say that won't change.
Yeah, but
But
you are at where you're at in your career,
Yeah.
life, and industry, right? So
Right
so
now,
what doesn't suit you right now?
I haven't been able to do estate agency for so long. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
just, and I haven't been sensible with anything. I haven't put money into my pension. I haven't done it. I'm just like, wow, this is great fun.
Mentoring isn't high up on your agenda right now.
No, at some
It's
point,
not.
I will need to think about what my, what my
Future.
plan is.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm just literally loving
Lapping it up.
life, and
But
I'll probably do that
there
for
are
another
young,
year, 2
but
years.
do you bring a lot of trainees in?
So over my years in the industry, there's been times when I've employed people, maybe first time into the industry, and they've gone on to set up their own businesses. There's a couple I can think of that have done really well. And I like to think, even if it's me patting myself on the back, but I think they would say the same thing, that I've given them some expertise, knowledge, and training when they were younger.
Yeah.
That they then went on to do their own thing and enjoy it and do really well. But I do think that in this industry, it's like surveying, isn't it? It's a dying art because, surveyors, people that grow up and go, oh, Daddy, I want to be a surveyor when I'm older. And, I want to be a mortgage broker when I'm older, Mum. It doesn't happen, does it? But I think as an industry, it's such a big industry and it's such a growing industry that there should be, even if it's linked to an NVQ or something, an actual apprenticeship scheme which puts you in the direction of these things.
But I just wonder, I suppose where I'm thinking is that how many of the younger generation want to come in and work 6 days a week? And maybe...
None of them want to work 6 days a week.
I mean, no one wants to work 6 days a week.
But that's what they generally get offered out there
They don't. And the other thing, and I think this link, I was
or even
desperate
5
to ask you a question, is do you feel like, being in your modelling role, do you feel like there's a point where you will reach capacity, and then what do you do?
So I have, I've got a very small area that I cover. Yeah. So I started out and I was like, right, I'm going to cover War Boys. I'm going to go Huntingdon. I'm going to do everywhere. Someone's, you want Royston? I'm coming. But now I'm like, actually, I just want to be St Ives, 3 mile radius, maybe that's 2 mile radius. Yeah. That's kind of my
and kill it in
my
that
core
area.
And just do those bits.
Yeah.
But because I've got Caroline and Becky, both experienced estate agents.
Yeah.
I'm
so
still
they
able
full
to go
time under you.
Well, Caroline does 20 hours a week,
right?
And Becky does 40 hours a week. But it's not strict. Becky messaged this morning. She's got her niece, and she's like, "Oh, I'll log on at like 10."
Yeah.
I'm like,
and it
cool.
works. Fine.
Oh, I'm going to netball tonight, so I'm going to dash at 4, but I can log back on later if you need anything. Just give me a shout. It's just more. It's way more flexible.
Yeah. And that's why you chose to go into that. A, you took the jump, and B, it suits who you are. And
they're both self-employed, so they tell me what they can and can't do. But
what about you personally? Is there a point where you can't do any more than what you're doing?
No, but then I won't. Again, I don't want 20 listings a month.
Right.
I want 5 or 10 listings a month.
Yeah.
Maybe not even 10, actually. Like, I don't want that.
But
I don't
do
want
it well.
That. Yeah. And I just want to be comfortable doing what I'm doing. I don't necessarily want to, I don't want to be the biggest agent. I don't want masses of market share. I don't even put half the stuff on Rightmove, so I don't even look at market share.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I want. I want to be earning good money. Yeah, doing what I'm doing. That's not to say that that's never going to happen, but at the moment, that's just not. I went to one yesterday.
It's because it's to me, that's always been a question I've wanted to ask somebody who's in the sort of self-employed model industries. What happens when you get to capacity? But that's also not to say that you have to reach capacity. It's just that I'm an all or nothing person, right? I was recently formally diagnosed with ADHD, and it was kind of a relief.
Yeah, but you knew.
I knew, and everyone around me knew before I did. One that fascinated me, because obviously we're on 2 different models. Neither's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, we get into business because we get into business.
But I do feel like out there,
they just intrigue me.
Everyone's kind of going, oh, self-employed, get all this freedom, you earn all this money. And then you've got the other side moaning that that's bullshit. And it's, every time I have a self-employed agent and a business like yourself, we all get on. We've all got the same outcome in mind. And it's just like you've just said.
That people can do to piss me off, but this does wind me up. There are industry leaders out there that are belittling other estate agents.
Because it suits them, that narrative, doesn't it?
And you just think, that is
I was saying this to Verona. I was with Verona the other day.
It was on her. It was on that self-employed group. Did you see it?
I sent her a screenshot of the post, and she'd already commented. And I said, "There's the boss." she just hammered it, didn't she? She just came back with a nice, quick reply.
Yeah, but to be
fair,
why
are you doing that?
She didn't even need to say anything.
No.
And somebody else had gone, and it was almost like, "Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house." Because that agent or that leader
was sharing
had already done that.
The thing that he was criticising.
Yeah. And I just think that there's a way of saying, look, is this right? Because is it right? Should you be sharing a Rightmove link? Should you be sharing
You do what you fucking like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because
there's different reasons for different things. I think the most important thing, I think the place where I've got to is I want to work with people I want to work with. First of all, that's the first thing. Whether they want to be a self-employed agent, whether they want to build a business, I just really enjoy working with people that, need what I can give them and also go and do what we've discussed. Yeah. Because I think accountability is still critical. I sometimes wonder how much more people would achieve if they were willing to be held accountable, but in the right way. And I do think you should give people to have the freedom to work in their values, the things that are important to them, whether it's sharing a Rightmove link, because that's a more familiar link to share to a group, because, ultimately you're trying to promote something, and actually a consumer might be interested and see the Rightmove link, and they might feel more confident clicking on that.
Yeah, exactly. I actually put that. I was like,
there you go.
You don't know what the goal is, so how can you criticise somebody when you don't know what their goal is? Their goal is they want as many views on that listing, and actually, Rightmove is a really recognised brand, and most people.
Point, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so, but just coming back to accountability, I know we started with that and we've kind of rolled on from it. But
I don't even know what we're talking about now. What we're talking about?
I don't know. But anyway, there's free kind of questionable ADHD conversations going on here. But no, in all seriousness, does accountability, if you don't have it, it's more chaos, I would say. It can be more chaotic.
That's me.
Okay. Which is fine, but for a while. Because chaos can create its own challenges. And I know that from being that particular person as well. And I've had to learn discipline, structure to a degree. It is fucking hard. It's not natural for me.
If you're an independent, if you're self-employed, if you're a corporate, I think systems and processes.
But having someone hold you accountable.
So if you put system process in place and you follow those, your systems and processes, by the way, not anybody else's, and you've done those the way that you've set out to do them, then it's only you that can be accountable if it went wrong, because it was your system process. And equally, if you've deviated from the system processes, well, you've deviated.
I probably have system and processes. I just
don't
name them as systems and processes.
And neither did we till about 18 months ago.
You do, of course
these
you do.
System and processes.
You probably have WhatsApp groups for clients. I think you said that earlier. That's a process, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
so, as an example, I shared it with you the other week. So, we've recently collated a document that we give to our vendors at the start of when they're coming on the market, basically. And within that, it's a bit of a how to sell your property, but not in a condescending kind of way. It's look, here's how we're going to do it for you. These are the marketing milestones. So this is going to happen on this day, and these people are going to turn up, and that's going to happen, and then we're going to produce this, and then you're going to get the chance to have a look at it. Then we're going to go to market. Before that, by the way, there's some social media. The board will be up. And then after 24 hours, we're going to have a review. And then after 3 days,
getting anxiety.
But actually,
saying to the vendor,
I think that's quite helpful, because the agent assumes the seller knows.
And they don't.
And
they just don't.
They kind of go, right, well, they leave the house.
Yeah.
And then they do all the stuff.
What's happening? Yeah. They're getting on with stuff, but the vendor's going, well, I haven't heard anything for 2 days.
On from that, it's like, okay, so that's getting you to market.
Yeah.
Okay? So obviously the obvious next bit is, let's just try and sell your house.
Yeah.
Through whatever methods we use, we've talked about them, there's a bit of it in there, but that bit's not really a dark art. It's do your best and go and sell the house.
Yeah.
Next bit, though, is the sales progression milestones, isn't it? So it's what's going to happen and when to expect things to happen. And by the way, that's also us setting out to buyer and seller, you need to stick to these milestones, because we don't want a 20-week sale.
No.
Our average sale is 10.7
So what
weeks.
you're saying is you've put this together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. And the viewer, you need to speak into
Our
it.
average
Come on.
sale is 10.7 weeks.
You're just too good to be true.
We've got you singing twice now. So 10.7 weeks. Let's just focus on that just for a second.
Okay.
Is it because of the accountability?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
But that's what I'm saying.
Can I just ask the tempo
You want
what-
the template?
from memo, from memo
from memo
to
completion?
Yeah. And by the way, when you take that, we take it over a quarterly period and we look at all the branches, not just one. Okay, how long did it take from memo to completion? And the average was 10.7 weeks.
Yeah.
That was over our last quarter.
Yeah.
Now, it'll vary.
But
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
just
It's an
going back.
exceptional number, isn't it? But
Can you
why?
do that in days? What's that in days?
73, 74?
Yeah, because the average is what, 120?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous, isn't
But
it?
hang on. So we've got a sales progressor,
Yeah.
dedicated.
Yeah.
Leanna covers sales progression. She's the queen of sales progression. Unbelievable at it.
Yeah.
And here's the Jordan Yorath quote: "The art of being a good estate agent is being great at sales progression."
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This bit at the front is fabulous, isn't it? Oh, Mr. Smith, yeah, you love me, great, brilliant. You're going to give me the trust. I've got your keys. Thanks very much. Get your photos. Doesn't it look amazing? Oh, and I've got off and sold your house. Didn't I do a great job? I got you $5,000 over asking. Fantastic. Means nothing until it completes. And guess what? We get paid last, so it has to complete.
And now my fiance's going to get all the glory.
Yeah. Well, she has to, or they have to. The people with sales progressing have to do that, don't they? But within that, is it just hand it over to this progressor and go and complete the deal, or actually the neg should be staying involved, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
The neg should be staying involved all the time. If the neg thinks they're getting paid commission because the sales progressor is just going to,
Which is why this
Tap it in.
outsourcing
Right.
sales progression, I don't necessarily think works, because you almost do need a hand in it
you need
still.
a hand, yeah. You need to let the sales progressor do the job, but
Yeah.
you need to stay in touch with your sales, and that is accountability.
But I
isn't it?
suppose the outsourcing bit's a bit like AI doing some of the heavy lifting. Like you've got someone doing the milestones, chasing up documents and blah, blah,
Okay,
Yeah.
blah.
so can
So
I
as an
can I have
agent,
that
you-
one? So,
Yeah, go.
so we're talking about the apprentice thing a second ago. So we've sort of got this building idea at the moment that we're going to start sort of the search for soon, is to take on a sales progression assistant. We're handling about 80 to 90 sales at any one time within the resale side of the business, not the new homes.
So you've got one sales progressor dealing with 80 or 90
Up to
sales.
80 to 90 with Leanna's support, yeah. So she should be dealing with 60 to 70 to do it well. We have Leanna doing the overflow, and then the new homes, they have a separate person doing their sales progression within the branch, because it's a different sort of language and package. So it's a lot, isn't
Yeah.
it? But imagine if the negs were getting distracted with those sales in each of the branch.
But I kind of think,
Do you do your own?
well, with Caroline and Becky, but when you've got a good conveyancer, Larrington and Co, behind you,
Get them to, when you go in there, see if
I'm
they
gonna
want to
go say
sponsor
hello.
some episodes.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
them a shout out.
yeah. So when you've got a good conveyancer,
Yeah.
they do the sales progression for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he tells me, Jake says, right, Katy, can you do me a favour? Can you chase this? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
Well-
and he'll give me,
So on that, so we what we've learned over the years is there's good ones, there's bad ones, and by the way, some of the good ones can become bad ones. You have to adapt, and we have sort of what
Yeah.
we call our panel.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously make introductions appropriately to different solicitors, and that might change over time. But what we do, obviously, we have Danny, who does our sales progression for most of the files. If she's got a assistant coming in, which is we see as an apprenticeship type role, that's somebody who should be making sure the milestones are met quite early. And if they're not, then a red flag should be raised, because why haven't you paid for searches? Why haven't you ordered a survey? Why isn't your broker
so
coming
would
back
then
to us?
the sales progressor deal with that, or would it then go back
So
to...
to me, that is our junior saying, right, okay, have you ticked the box? Because those questions are simple. Have you ordered searches? Yes. What date are they back?
But isn't it going to be like AI to do that for you? Or do you think I want someone in?
I think solicitors would be deeply offended if AI contacted them in some way to ask those questions. But a person who builds a relationship with a solicitor on a regular basis, and then it leaves the problem solving stuff, the renegotiations back to the senior sales progressor, who's got more experience. And again, AI can't do that, because AI can't reframe a question. I use AI on my emails now. It's something I've picked up over the last month, and it drafts all my responses for me, and then I have to go and look and go, would I say that? Most cases, yeah, that is exactly as I would word it now. So it speeds my responses back up, but it also means that sometimes I've got to go, actually, that I would not say that, or not in this instance. So that's where a human has to come in, don't they? But you're right. A great solicitor, conveyancer should be a good communicator. Unfortunately, they're also overloaded, aren't they? So
well,
they're
and
not always
also
great.
they can only go as fast as the slowest solicitor in the link.
Yeah.
So you could have a really good conveyancer,
Yeah.
but it will still take 5 months because the buyer solicitors
Yeah, because not all buyers are the same. So
Look,
some buyers
I
we've got
want to move on from
supporting
sales
them.
progression. It fucking bores the pants off me. I just want to get the listing.
Yeah, let's talk about listing. You know, Chris Watkin puts these posts out and he says, you know, he aims it at whoever he's aiming it at, and you can call me on my dog walk between 7 or 8, but I know you won't. And I was like, I'm
Did you
calling
ring him?
Yeah, I rang him.
Go on.
And I rang him and I was like, I was talking to him about evaluation, and he basically told me you need to learn to love losing the listing.
I think
And actually, that's really stuck with me because sometimes it is good to lose the listing.
There's a with or without you energy. I know what we can do. I know how we do it, and I know it works. Let me show you stat stories, whichever way, and it's okay.
But that's going
okay.
completely against. So when I was working for TM,
Oh yes, list.
that is not that like so
At all
me
costs.
being thrown into this like new
Possession's
role
9/10
was like
kind of rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know, you're just saying that about when we go into listings and that sort of like, you know, did I do my best, etc. So something I learned within about 6 months of the starting the business, you know, you first start going out to valuations when you're on your own and you haven't got the right stationery, you haven't got the right comps, you're just trying to impress upon them that you'll work really hard for them. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And everything in the market, here's one for you, every property on the market is overpriced, isn't it? There's no property on the market unless it's an auction property or consciously doing offers over that is underpriced.
But you see a lot of offers over that are going offers over the figure that the vendor would hope for, which is still wrong.
I'm getting offers over
Yeah.
on
Oh,
some
yeah,
policies, and I'm
well,
like,
that's your headline price, isn't it?
yeah,
So
but it's,
everything has a valuation price.
Yeah. I think you've got to be 5%.
If I say it's worth $1 million,
10% on the
actually,
market.
that's what if somebody disagrees with my valuation, that's kind of what I say. I'm like, that's good because my valuation process. This is how I value houses. I work out how much you pay for it, what the works you've done, how much house price has gone up, pound per square foot, and then I take 10% off the seller's price.
There you go. There you go. There's a learn.
I don't think I'm being really
You
serious.
could
and I'm
sell that
like-
as a course. You know, that's a course.
So I learned after that sort of 6 month period to go, okay, I've got all my stuff now. I know how I'm valuing it. I know my method. I know my charm. I know how to build a relationship. I can do this really, really well. But if I didn't win a valuation, it would be the one that would, it was the one that I lost, not the 4 that I won,
Yeah.
that would grind me.
But I think
I learned to just ask the question, can I ask for my own feedback so that I can do better in the future, so that my business can do better in the future? Tell me what it is that made you choose the other agent you've chosen, or whichever agent, if I knew who it is, and not me. And most times vendors would go, that's pretty humble of you to ask that question. I will give you the feedback.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people like giving feedback.
Well,
if
it's
framed
the
right
fortunes
way.
in the follow-up, whether it's good or bad,
Yeah,
right?
because we can learn from that.
Absolutely.
So I've got valuers
100%.
where, you know, they might win loads of business at a certain price point, but not at another. And that might be a key price point.
I
or
actually
postcode.
think if you learn to not want the listing, people.
It's a different energy.
It's really
It's an
bizarre.
attraction, isn't it?
It is because
Yeah.
one a lady that I've got on the market at the moment. I was the lowest valuation by 50 grand, and actually 75 grand.
It's not us at the top end, was it?
It was, yeah.
No! I'm going to have a word. I'm going to have to have a word.
Yeah. But she said to me, she rang me and she was like, I never follow up my valuations. I'll email them and I'll say, if you need me, just give me a shout. Let me know. Here's the valuations we discussed. If there's something that I need to speak to them about, obviously I will. But like I generally leave people to them. You go and digest. I don't know, but she rang me and she said to me, Katy, I really want to go ahead. God, whichever agent has already called me this morning and put pressure on me. And you know, when you're like, so following up a valuation has deterred that seller from using the agent.
I
Maybe
think,
not just.
But also, could it have been the person on the other end of the phone as well?
I
The
think
way that they did it.
I think if you'd followed up,
Do you know what I
it,
mean?
it might have been different. But the point I'm making, when I say the fortunes in the follow-up, most agents don't follow up through fear. What do you think of that?
I don't know if because I don't necessarily.
Because what I'm saying is, it's not following up because I'm desperate to win the business. It could be for something else that happened in the conversation.
I think you should know what their expectation is when you leave that door. So I think you should know, if you're a good valuer, you should have had enough time in that conversation and you know, sat in their front room to understand, is this a WhatsApp person? Is this a phone call person? Is this a leave them alone person? Is this a I'm going to touch base with them in 2 weeks, 2 days, or 3 months. You should really know that off the back of that appointment. You know, why am I there? Well, his wife's recently passed away. It's clear it's a probate valuation. This person needs time to grieve.
Absolutely,
I'm gonna do something nice for them. I'm gonna do this, and then I might send them a little something in a week or two to say it was nice to meet you. Keep us in mind.
Yeah,
I did it with a lady in Boston Spa about a year ago. She's still not come to market. I thought she was coming to market. Turns out she wasn't. So we backed off. And then at Christmas last year, I left. We'd got about 10 of these quite nice sort of red bouquet type things. And at certain vendors over the last year, who we really want to work with them in the following year, we dropped them off after Christmas. No, nothing pressure. No, they come to market, just Christmas. And half of those have come to market with us this year. Some of them were with other agents, by the way, at that point. So it was just a touch base in the right way. And like I say, some vendors, it's just have them on your WhatsApp every now and then. Or if you bump into them somewhere.
But I get this. Yeah. This is where it's different. This is where being different, as long as you know what it is that you do different and that you want to do it your way, works because it's authentic to you, not to. And I think the bit around you going, I'll leave it with them. Or
I tell them, I'm going to leave it with you.
It doesn't make it wrong way, does it?
But no, but what I mean by that is it works for you.
Yeah.
That's the point. It works for you. And I think what works for you is doing what you've just described. Now, social media has a big place in marketing yourself and your agency.
Yeah.
Tell me what your kind of, because I don't think you were that active on it before. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm more of a browser than I was.
You're a voyeur.
Yeah, than I was.
So 2 years ago, you kind
LinkedIn, definitely not. I find LinkedIn really stiff though. I'm like, it's like walking into, I don't know, a room full of...
My LinkedIn is like the cupboard with all the shit in it. And it's like, I want to open the door and sort it out. But equally, I'm like, nah.
Why is LinkedIn like that? Just starting that on that platform.
Recruiters.
I think it's...
You get told off if you're too, like, if it's too casual on there.
Yeah, you do.
Not for LinkedIn, it's for Facebook.
Yeah, I just
feel like it's packed with recruiters. It should be a good tool for I would say the premium market, because you would hope
corporates, execs.
Yeah, you'd hope you're getting in front of people who are earning a certain level of money, and therefore they've got a certain value of house, and therefore they're homeowners. They might be developers, they might be investors, they might be homeowners, but you'd hope that you're getting regionally in front of the right people. I feel like LinkedIn is very national, international. Yeah,
so LinkedIn isn't really for local market. I think because obviously with EXP you've got like downlines. I think for me LinkedIn is more about people in the industry and like sharing like that my story with people.
Yeah, your big news.
They're not my clients.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So it's more. I get what you're saying.
There's also other ways to use it, isn't there? For example, there's an agency. How long until this comes out?
Probably about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, there's an agency that's recently sold their business.
You said 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, we're going to come to the budget.
No, I'm more thinking about how this comes across. But there's an agency in our area that's recently sold their business.
Right.
So, and they've sold to a corporate. So we know a number of things are about to take place within the culture and within their client base, etc. Because face it, we've all been either with a company or sold a business to a corporate, and we know what happens, right? Yeah. Just part of it. Yeah, we've all seen it. But, I sold to Countrywide, and I think I lasted about 6 months. And I think on the 6-month day, after the manager that came in tried to change sticks.
You sold to Countrywide?
I sold to Countrywide, and he came in. And
which company did you have? Sorry, before
it was called Flats in Leeds, and we sold. There was us, Nest, and LS1 all sold to Countrywide in Leeds. It became Bridgefields. And 6 months into the role as BDM, because they created a role for me, right? They were like, "Oh, what car do you want? And we'll give you this role, and we'll give you this salary, and basically we'd like it to be a BDM not only in Leeds, but we're also going to give you these other areas that you have no relations in, no network in." And let's just see how that goes. It was a job for a job, basically.
Yeah. Part of the deal.
Sweet. I can't do that because I'm not passionate about it. I'm not enjoying it. Yeah. There was days I'm driving over to Liverpool to BDM in Liverpool. Yeah. Like, it sounds glamorous, doesn't it? But not. Yeah. Especially when you're a nobody. Yeah. I like to think I'm a reasonable sized fish in my pond. Yeah. But I'm a nobody in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't I didn't want to be Entwistle Green. I wanted to be Jordan Yorath or whatever I was branded as. So for me, that manager ran me up one day anyway, and I'd done this deal where basically I'd let a big chunk of a building do one viewing to Leeds University. And he rang me up and he went, "You've put a commission claim in for these 39 flats that you've let, and I was getting paid on a new business." And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "But you've only done one viewing." I went, "Yeah." And he went, "But that's not fair on the other negotiators." And I went, "Called working smart." And he went, "Well, you have to think about what your commission claim is." And I went, "Okay, let me have a think about it." I got the train back to Leeds and I walked into the Leeds office, in the office that I'd sold, and he was there. And I went, "I've got to think about it." He went, "All right, do you want to go back home?" I said, "Yeah, it's fine." Back home. I said,
You've already received that?
No, I handed my notice in. And he went, "Oh, we're about to buy this business and you were going to be a big part of it in Leeds and da-da-da-da-da." And I went, and then the demographics of the bits of the business he described, and I just said, "You're not buying that business. It's not for sale. It'll get sold. It has just got sold last week.
Yeah.
You're not buying the business. You will not buy them, and I'm not staying. But thanks, but no, nice try," kind of thing. And he was gobsmacked because he was like, "Oh my god, not only does
Toodaloo, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
But he was like, "Yeah, he knows his area and industry so well that I can't even blag his head." And then at that point, he went, "Please just think about it." I went, "Right, fine, I'll have one last thought about it." And I watched him drive his little TT up the road about 100 yards. And as he went round the corner, I rang him again. I went, "That's my notice. Done." And I was just, but it was like, I didn't want to be in a box and I didn't want to be told that I couldn't work smart and do deals. I was 20 odd years old.
But the point about that,
feet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny though, isn't it? You do deal and it's going to complete on those 39 units, right?
Yeah.
So
why would I not get paid?
Yeah, anyway, I was going to talk about social media and the fact that you weren't on it, you're just at the back, and now you're on it a bit more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
So what I think, where do you think agents get it wrong on social media versus getting it right? What's your thoughts? Because it is...
So what we constantly do with our social media is my sort of way of thinking about it is, if I'm bored, so are they. So for years...
Yeah, what do you go on social media to do? What's your demographic? What are they looking for?
Yeah, and are they going to be entertained? So I'll give you a really, really good recent example. So for a number of years, when we first started, we did these presenter-led videos. They were horizontally shot. Is that the right word? Horizontally shot, yeah. Not portrait. And they weren't
landscape.
They were landscape, thank you. They were not mobile friendly. They were great quality videos. There's a load of agent in it, but not about the agent, it's about the property. But obviously there's plenty of narrative. And we used to get loads of views, and the YouTube channel was like popping off and all this stuff. And then you'd be like, "Yeah, everyone else doing that now. Boring."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So got to the point where, and obviously there's only, with the number of listings that we create, on a weekly basis, I can't watch all the videos. I don't watch them anymore. I watch some. And then I thought, why am I not engaged in my own business that I love so much? And I was like, well, what am I watching? So I'm watching portrait shot videos where the agent features at the start or maybe at the end, but certainly not 5 times.
Yeah.
They last about a minute, and it's usually got some kind of AI VR in it to make it really bloody cool. And then I'll like it, or I'll share it, or I'll send it to somebody. That's what we need to be doing. So we've just literally over the last month completely dumped the feature-length films that we were creating, and we've gone to portrait, impact, attention grabbers.
Yeah.
Aside from the obvious property sort of post, for me, your content should always be something that either engages with your industry, or your buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
And I think it should be interesting. I think it should be fun. I think it should be authentic. What I don't engage with is really boring talking about something that they've just read themselves on Google and then regurgitated and sat in HQ going
boring.
Yeah.
But I think
and also not all about the agent.
Agents trying to sell on social media, as in their properties, is that a mistake?
Nope.
I've sold properties. I think I've sold 10% of my properties from social media.
Which platforms?
Mainly Facebook.
Okay.
But I also...
Where do you share them in, like the groups and stuff like that, or do you do targeted sponsored ads?
No,
nothing like that.
She's
no,
authentic.
So what I've learned from social media, and bearing in mind I did Paul Long's course, but it's also organic growth is the best kind of growth that you can get.
100%. Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram does not like business posts at all.
No.
So if they think that you're posting
via a business,
they won't share it to as many people. But if lots of people are sharing it and liking it and, you know, commenting, they'll put it out to more people.
Yeah,
This is what I learned. Whether that's true or not, I've got no idea. It works for me, knowing that that's kind of what I think is happening. But I've been told you've got to use video. I haven't done like one property video.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's because
You share a Rightmove link. No, I'm not kidding. I don't know.
No, so I was also
That's an
told.
interesting question, because would it go, if you share an EXP one, it just goes to your bio? Is that what it would be, or something like that?
Yeah, but I don't share links because what I learned on this course,
What
again,
did you learn, Katy?
whether or not it's true, God knows, they could have told me anything and I've gone, okay.
It's worked if you could earn 10% of your sales.
Yeah. It might even be a bit more, but I think roughly it's about 10%. I learned that if you put an external link onto your Facebook doesn't like people coming off of Facebook.
So it's got to retain.
So it will suppress the amount of people it pushes it out to. So if you've got a link on there,
Yeah, make it more about description of contacts and a
whether or not
photo.
that's true, I've got no idea. But it's worked for me. So I've just used that and I've gone, okay, I'm not going to put any links.
So you do the description.
No, so I have a funny tagline.
And I do like your funny taglines. That's very you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do a funny, punchy tagline that, you know, like engages somebody. Like I mean, Becky comes up with some of them and I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. People are going to think it's me.
You've given the game away now. But yeah.
But then, like, so something to engage somebody and funny. And I think what's nice about social media is, this is where Rightmove falls down. People love talking about property. Like, we are obsessed. We're a nation obsessed with property. And, you know, tagging your friends who you know is looking for a house or sharing it or commenting or like, and I think that's where that's what really works for me. So
do you get your vendors, your clients, to share it as well?
No, I tell them it's going on there. I don't ask. I don't ask people to do anything. I'm like, if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
But I want it organic.
Yeah.
I want it to be natural.
So
I want it to be.
this links into, so we have clients that go, I don't want a board, I'm in a cul-de-sac. Does your cul-de-sac have a WhatsApp group? Yes. Put your board up.
Yeah.
Because they will do your marketing for you.
Yeah.
I'm 100%.
You know, I'm a big believer that you can start conversations with buyers over social media, and that's always been my belief. And I'm like, it's an amazing stat is that, and you should promote that. Cause to me, that's really strong.
Rightmove for me devalues properties
because it's so overexposed.
Yeah.
And I think if you think of it like that, you know, the board as the traditional, like the news, the newspaper advertising. But some things are a staple, aren't they?
Yeah.
And some things
But
are a
think
great way of marking your exposure.
People think boards don't work. Boards will work if there's nothing else to see.
Yeah.
The first thing that goes up with me is a board,
100%.
and I always get calls, and they're like, I can't see it on Rightmove. I'm like, that's because it's not on there.
Yeah.
Well, and also, let's be honest, people drive around the areas they want to live in.
Yeah.
So if they see a board, it's your best inquiry, right? It's your best inquiries. Someone's bought the location
Your
first.
first inquiries are usually your buyers.
Yeah.
So,
Actually.
True.
it's all plain sailing, isn't it, estate agency? Fucking easy, isn't it? It's not hard work. Ching ching, like you.
Show me
It must have been
money.
easy for 5 years, right? And for your 2 years, nearly 2 years. Yeah. But let's talk about the biggest challenge that you've had since you've started your business and since you've started your business.
Yeah.
What was it and how did you overcome it? Because guys are listening
What
to
if
this.
I've not overcome it yet?
Talk about it and I'll help you.
All right. So my biggest challenge, I think, is, have you ever looked at the amount of viewings you do to sales?
Yes.
And what is it?
Well, ours is a variance between 4 viewers, as in different buyers, and somewhere up to about 11, 12.
So I've looked at how many viewings I've done
Yeah.
over a year, or
Buyers or houses?
No, just viewings. So it could be second viewings, it could be third viewings,
Right,
it could
okay.
be just
Appointments.
viewings. I've not separated. I've just gone, right, how many viewings have I done? And it's something like 1,500.
Right.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
How many sales have I done? About 100.
Yeah.
38 going through, 140.
Yeah.
So that's Less than 10%.
Yeah.
Less than 10%
Yeah.
of
So
viewings.
90% of your time.
How
do you get it down?
How do you get that down? Because
well, that's a really good question because, and I've seen this debate go on online before about whether you should show people houses that are from outside the area. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And I also genuinely think there's a lot of people that go to view a property and we haven't necessarily asked them the key questions.
So is it conversion or is the conversation actually about should they have viewed? So for me, it's like there's that thing of if you're a corporate, well, you did 1,500 views and you sold 100 houses and you've converted less than 10%. Or, for example, we have conversations internally at, our end where we say, well, should you have done that number of viewings? Because when we look at those buyers, were they proceedable, qualified, yada, yada, yada? And for me, it's not always about necessarily, are they instantly proceedable? Not many buyers are cash buyers with no chain, ready to go now, nothing else attached.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah.
There are loads of buyers with a dip who have a property to sell that have not had valuation, they're not on the market, and they're literally, whether they say they're at the start of their journey, or I can tell you some buyers in these that I know have been around for 4 years and still not bought.
Yeah, I've got some of them.
They're around.
I
Maybe
see.
one day.
But what do you say to them? No, you're not viewing.
No, it's how you get around this, right? So, for me, it's all back down to the qualification process in terms of, that sounds really boring, but it's my time in the nicest possible way. When you start, like you said earlier, where are you? An hour away? Yeah, I'll see you there tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. And the more successful you get, the more you want to define yourself to a location you want to be more well known in.
Yeah.
And you want to start to work with people. And then what happens is you only want to work with certain clients. And then what happens is this. And then what happens is that. I still think that agents who value their time to show their vendor's house, because it's not just the viewing, it's then getting the feedback.
Yeah. But
you've got to get the feedback.
The vendor's clearing up.
The vendor's hour and a half clearing up. Then you've got to go from there to another place and so on and so forth. The consumer does not value your time.
No.
Right? So the first point is, how do we actually book people in? For me, as an industry, we're too willing to go and do whatever it takes for anyone.
As many viewings as possible.
And I'm all, like, I will do 1 or 2 viewings to sell 1 or 2 houses. And I know it sounds arrogant. It's not. It's because I can tell that.
Record.
But I can tell that person looking.
So this goes back to willing, doesn't it?
I know if they're going to buy it or not before they go.
Yeah.
They can see the photos, the floor plan. So you've seen the main road at the back. Yes. And you're comfortable with that. So that's not going to be a reason to put you off. What? Honestly, the vendor's going to spend 2-3 hours clearing this house up. And the bigger the house is, the more time it takes.
Yes.
So I've got...
And the more annoyed you get if you don't sell it.
But we don't do it like that enough.
But I think sometimes we don't and sometimes we do, I think. But I've done a second viewing on a house, just second viewing. So they've gone back round. They've already seen it once.
Yeah.
This is a second viewing.
What did they say?
Semi-detached.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So humans
Still
humans by nature
it hasn't gone from detached to semi-overnight.
Humans by nature are annoying, right? So but the one thing that a buyer is always is willing and motivated. So if a buyer, I'm not talking about a viewer, a buyer wants to buy that house, at the start of the journey, they're going to put some money down, they're going to make some commitments, they're going to sign some documents, they've got to provide some IDs, they've got to go through AMLs, yada yada, and basically it all comes back to, well, if they're there now, they must have got there through being willing and motivated, right? Because they've been willing to do it and they want to buy the house, so they've got themselves there. And then they've got to go through the process of actually having the money on the day of completion to go and do it and then move house. It's all willing and motivated, isn't it? That is a different person to the person who's just got a dip and is looking around the market.
But I think there's loads of people that just think, oh, I'll ring that agent and some of the ones, can we view this afternoon at 4:00? It's just
the only time I can do it.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm only in the area for an hour.
But I think this comes back down to agent confidence and quality of conversation. First thing is, most buyers don't actually know what their needs are. They think they know what they want. There's a massive difference between those two things.
Oh, yeah. My wish list, I don't want to be on a main road with a north-facing garden. Guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
I've got both.
But we're, oh my God.
Next to school playground. Perfect.
Now, I'm 50 in 2 weeks.
You look amazing,
Thank you, mate.
Oh, you look so good. Sorry, thanks for the promise.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And my bladder's kicking into gear, so we're going to have to stop in a second. So I just want to say, we got to the challenges. Yours was your time, basically. Spent out there doing viewings with lots of people, and maybe we could make that a bit better for you. That was one of your challenges.
But saying that, I did a viewing for somebody, and I instantly knew she wasn't going to like this house.
You took it.
But I showed her another house,
Yes.
and she's bought it. So if I hadn't done that viewing, I wouldn't have
Thought
got that
you've got more
information.
information to then show. So it's a double-edged sword. But I do think you can definitely. There's always ways of improving that. But your biggest challenge that you've overcome. Sorry, Jordan.
Overcome. So,
Well, maybe not. Maybe we can chat it through.
I think when we were
I don't want your problems.
when we were
Got my own.
Well, not that one anyway.
yeah. You don't know half of it. Surprise. So I think when we started, I would say, and we were adding branches.
Yeah.
That was cash flow. It was
Yes.
always cash flow constantly, and that still is a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, there are times when you have peaks and troughs because that's the industry we're in. So I'd say that was definitely one. Recruitment has been one.
Yeah.
But again, through growth, we've learned to be better at managing our cash flow. We've been better at recruitment and culture. Our probably biggest challenge now is going again. But
Why do you want to keep going again, though?
Because he's mental.
I'm hungry. It comes down to
For what?
He's got ADHD.
I really, really love what we do.
Yeah.
I love seeing us go from a certain area or a certain line of business from zero to something.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Could you do what you've done across the whole area that you cover from one location?
No.
And having this? No?
Absolutely not.
Because the location, the office, that's important.
Goes back to accountability and credibility
Okay.
and integrity, doesn't it? So, you know, if you are in that location, so you've identified your strongest location,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, Katy should be the woman to go to in that location because Katy kills it. Katy's going to do amazing. She's going to work hard for me. She answers the phone at 11 o'clock at night, and she's going to be
Probably the only
she's
agent
going to be
mental
so
enough.
authentic and accountable, right?
Mm.
So that's your model. Our model that works for us is that we are always in the location. That the person who leads that business is somebody who has become recognisable and accountable in that location, and not a knowledge point as well. But most important of all, the locations that we go for, we never sit next to another estate agent.
No.
So we don't believe in the car showroom model. I would never.
Yeah, we've
dream-
always been outside of the town.
Why go and sit next to your competition?
I said that at the start.
Just to me, it makes no sense. So
Would you not
Go on.
learn from them?
no.
No.
No. So yes, we learn from them by being in competition with them, not by
Learn
sitting
from their
next to them.
mistakes.
Yeah, by
Learn what not
sitting
to
next to them.
Mm.
To me, it just brings you to their level.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
like the thought of growth,
I think
because of
at
what
the
you
moment,
bring.
where we started and where we're going are two different places. And
Okay.
where we started was one office, two of us, and it would be nice to turn over eventually 500 grand.
Do you know what I'm impressed with? The fact that you and your partner are still together.
Oh yeah,
That is
Has that been a
that's-
challenge?
we don't argue, we bicker.
That
Um,
is impressive.
Yeah.
We are totally different people. Liana is a COO mentality. I'm
She's
a
brilliant.
CEO mentality. So
Yeah.
I'm out there doing this,
You
and
wouldn't
I'm
have guessed, would
okay
you?
at administration.
You wouldn't have guessed, would you?
No. That's I'm a big
She-
chunker.
Liana was like, I'm happy. I'm going in another room to do
Yeah.
some work.
Yeah.
You
Whilst
do your
Jordan's
thing.
here
And-
on the show
Yeah,
with me.
yeah.
We're all here.
living it up.
You do you, I do me.
Liana makes stuff happen.
Yeah. You
Once
need,
it's been
yeah.
like it'll be. Here's the opportunity, and the team go and
Yeah.
do their bit. And Liana goes, "No, I'm going to make sure that makes us some money."
That's- Yeah. Yeah.
Going back to what you're saying there about that thing now. Why? So we started here.
Yeah.
We added here, and we've added here, and then the new homes covers everywhere. And now it's to me, it's like, okay, well, I want there and I want there,
Brilliant.
and then at that point, maybe we'll reevaluate where we're at.
Land and new homes. So is that like
Specifically
land
dealing
and
with-
developers that you
Yeah,
deal
so
with?
Do you know why this
selling
show's
new
great,
builds.
right? You didn't know each other before today, did you?
No.
I think that we could carry on for another couple of hours quite easily chatting
yeah.
about all things estate agency. And to be
Chatting
honest,
shit.
I've got to cut it dead because I'm going to piss my pants in a second. if I'm
I
not
know we as
careful.
well.
So, on that note, my dear listeners and viewers and whoever's watching, we should all thank Katy, who you should follow on social media and follow her journey. And you should certainly also follow Jordan and Munro Sales and Lettings. But if you've really enjoyed this and you love what we're doing, please like, share and subscribe. Tag agents in, send this to them, tell them how much fun you had listening to it, and I'll see you on the next show.